to yet and to say Shabbat Shalom, ask how their week was. To our friends on Zoom, please feel free also to wish in the chat Shabbat Shalom. Okay. And we will get started this evening with a nigun to get us into the Shabbat spirit. It's always good to demarcate when we're supposed to be resting as soon as possible so we don't leave the stress of the week in our service. And we hope that we can find some moments of calm and some moments of rejuvenation and moments of joy and community. So we are going to start off with a nigun with the melody leading us. No need for focusing on words, just lie, 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 die, die, die. Yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die. Yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die. Yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die. Yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die. Yada die 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 die. Yada die 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 die. We will continue lighting Shabbat candles in order to welcome in Shabbat, and it's my pleasure to invite Susan Amaro to light the Shabbat candles. We are on pages 120 and 121.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue on page 130 as we say, Lechu neranana ladonai, Naria Litzur Yishenu. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai and raise a shout for our rock and our redeemer. Oh, we're going to do that much lower than that. Naria Litzur Yishenu. Naria Litzur Yishenu. Nekadma Fana Beth Torah, Bismirot Naria Lo. Nekadma Fana Beth Torah, Bismirot Naria Lo. The corner and another, don't know. Naria Litzur Yishenu. The corner and another, don't know. Naria Litzur Yishenu. Nekadma Fana Beth Torah, Bismirot Naria Lo. 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 We are on page 138 and 139 for the words of Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 penei Shabbat. Nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 penei Shabbat. Nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hameyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shemu tiferet v'litzlilat. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 penei Shabbat. Nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 penei Shabbat. Nekabela likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 penei Shabbat. Nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 penei Shabbat. Nekabela Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzohala, toch emunei am segula, boi dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. We remain standing as we turn to page 146 for the words of Baruch Hu. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed. Yai lai 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 lai. Please be seated. And we turn to the next page, 148, in the middle of the Hebrew, as we read, Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. You who creates day and night, bringing light into darkness and darkness into light. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod malchuto leolam vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך, בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. We are on page 158 as we thank God for miracles big and strong in our, or big and small in our lives. Big and strong could also be those definitions. Sometimes it's the smallest miracles that faze us the most. And so we are grateful because sometimes the most identifiable part of a miracle is that we weren't expecting it, or that there was no way for us to know one way or another, and it came into our life and brought us blessings, whatever those blessings are. And in response to those miracles, we say, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, It's my pleasure to invite Alana Gladish to share with us a reading on page 161.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter, into the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth, prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. As we continue in our thoughts of rest and gratitude for rest, we turn to page 162 for the words of Vishamru, speaking about how Bnei Yisrael, the people of Israel, are commanded to keep Shabbat. Shabbat and rest is not just something that we can do if we want to. We actually are negatively impacted when we don't rest, when we don't allow ourselves the opportunity to stop work, even if it's just briefly. We too need Shabbat. In fact, we are commanded to have a Shabbat. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We now come to the tefillah, the core part of our service, and I invite you to rise in all the ways that you are able as we turn to page 164. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'Mevii Geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please take a moment for your own silent prayer, and when your personal prayer is complete, feel free to be seated. on page 180. Yehiyu leratzon imrefi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tsuri Adonai Tsuri Vegoali Ihiyu leratzon imrefi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tsuri Adonai Tsuri Vegoali This week, we read from Parshat Shoftim, a Torah portion in Deuteronomy that focuses on the appointment of judges within and for the people of Israel. These judges are meant to take in the information of the cases provided to them and then make balanced decisions, correct decisions, that will help guide the people of Israel in the right direction. While most of us do not serve in our legal system on benches with robes, hearing cases and deciding who is guilty and who is innocent, we do make judgment calls all of the time. That's what it means to be human. We make judgment calls. And so, while we could make a suggestion that these laws that we read about this Torah portion are about people other than us, perhaps at another time, perhaps even for people who are sitting judges today, I would argue that these rules should serve as guidance for us as well. In Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 19, we read in the beginning of the verse, Lo tateh mishpat velo takir panim, which translates to, you shall not judge unfairly, and you shall show no partiality. While this verse seems to be talking about judging individuals, not showing favoritism towards one person or another, not judging one person more harshly than another, this guidance is also generally about how we are making balanced decisions, which is, in fact, often correlated to how we fill gaps in our own knowledge. We often don't have all of the information that we need and want to make decisions, and so our brains fill in the gaps, sometimes in productive ways, and sometimes in ways less so. When our brains fill in the gaps in non-productive ways, it may look like filling in the gaps with bias or anxiety. We all have biases, whether we're aware of them or not. And we might find ourselves thinking, well, these types of people would do X. Or, someone who would do this would obviously also be willing to do Y. If we have anxiety, we might find ourselves thinking, what if? Or thinking about the very worst possible outcomes that when we are faced with judgment calls that are in the face of stressful situations. Or we might wonder to ourselves, am I doing this right? Am I making the right decision? Should I make a different decision? And so then we might actually find ourselves making two contradicting statements at the same time, which of course is not helpful judgment call making. When we fill in gaps in productive ways, on the other hand, we do so by intentionally noticing the information that we have and that which we do not. We can acknowledge to ourselves what we are feeling while choosing not to let it guide our decision making. We can check in on others who also don't know all that they might want to or need to. We can reflect on our training that we've had, think through what due diligence looks like to make initial decisions, and then, when we have more information, we can adjust our plans and make better, more informed decisions. And afterwards, we can also reflect on how we handled certain experiences to note new findings to keep in mind. Over the past 5 weeks, a phenomenon called swatting has been taking place around the country. Members of a small online group have called police departments around the country with false emergency reports and threats in order to get them to interrupt places where people gather, with a special focus on Jewish institutions. Thus far, there have been over 26 congregations and institutions affected by this since the end of June. And when these events take place, there are often gaps in knowledge for the Jewish institution being targeted and for the police forces that respond to these scenarios who may or may not know about this phenomenon. How we fill these gaps makes a difference for all affected by this phenomenon. And last Shabbat, as many of you know, we found out that we were added to this list of congregations who experienced that, and we learned this firsthand. Last Shabbat, as we received attention from this small group, we as a community were faced with some judgment calls that required balanced and calm decision making. In the midst of a lovely service, we were joined by members of our Fremont Police Department who asked us to temporarily pause our service and to move outside in order for them to do a safety check of our building in response to a call they had received. With the gaps in our knowledge at the time, I want to name how incredibly proud and grateful I am of our community for responding the way that we did. Thanks to the work of our Emergency Operations Procedures Committee to update our procedures recently, key members of our leadership had recently reviewed the proper steps for us to take and the responsibilities to delegate. Thanks to our efforts to build relationships with the Fremont Police Department, there was an ability to be respectful partners who could effectively help one another. And we are grateful for the calm way that they entered this space. Thanks to the intel from the wider Jewish communal networks of which we are a part, Cheryl Cohen, our Temple Beth Torah president, and I were able to reference knowledge that we had on best practices, on risk levels, and of patterns for successful response. And thanks to leadership of our community, those who were joining us in person had the opportunity to sing together outside and support one another while we waited for more information, and those who were on Zoom supported one another as well. And last but not least, thanks to each and every person who joined us that evening, we were able to navigate the situation together, to return to services, to conclude together. And in the end, these all contributed to making balanced judgments that led our community in the right direction last Shabbat. While we have received some news attention focusing on our community as another instance of swatting and bomb threats, using words like scare and concern, and just hyping up the fear element of this story, tonight I want to focus on something different. In the face of people who tried to instill chaos, we did not allow that. We, using the tools that we have as a community, were able to make balanced judgments to have a calm and safe Shabbat as we address this. This certainly was not an experience we'd hoped to have, but it was one that we were able to navigate together successfully. And that is no small feat. And as we move forward, we will continue to do our due diligence to provide ourselves with the tools to make balanced decisions, and to continue to bring us in the right direction in the future. If you would like to help us in gathering those tools and helping to gather the best information to help us continue making the right decisions for our community, we can always use more help with others attending trainings in the wider Jewish community, or through those helping us educate our community partners about Judaism and Temple Beth Torah. If either of these options seems like something you would like to contribute to our community, please feel free to let us know. While we continue to pray that a world will come where we don't have to make these kinds of decisions, let us take some time for gratitude for our community, for the tools that we have, for the incredible people who make up this community, and for the opportunity to seek moments of calm together. Can ye hear at Zon? May this be God's will. With words of Torah on our heart, we think now of those who are in need of healing at this time. If you or someone you know are in need of healing, if you're joining us virtually, please feel free to write their names in the chat. And if you are joining us in person, please feel free to share their names aloud or in your heart as my hand passes over your section. We'll pause a moment in case anyone is still typing. We also call into our hearts those affected by the fires in Maui, and we also pray for protection for those in San Diego as they experience a hurricane coming their way this weekend. For all those names that we've said aloud, those that we keep in our hearts, and those that we've typed in the chat, we turn to page 371 for the words of Misha Beirach, wishing for a full healing. Misha Beirach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu May
We now turn to page 586 for the words of Aleinu. Please rise in all the ways that you are able. Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam. Va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Please be seated. This Shabbat, we remember those who are no longer with us on this earth, but remain with us in our memories of them. As your loved one's name is read, please rise. This Shabbat, we are in the period of Shloshim, the 30-day period since burial for Edna Feirar, remembered by James Cohen, and Madeline Saltzman, remembered by Terry Gladish. And this Shabbat, we are remembering the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths for those that occurred this past week. Henry Avon, husband of Ruth Avon. Geza Baumgarten, father of Nina Laurent. Esther Benesty, sister of Suzanne Corbett. James Dimino, remembered by Phyllis Dimino. David Gimple, father of Miriam Masliak. Jay Gore, father of Verona Gore. Rose Ruskin, remembered by Carol Schneider. Jerome Jerry Saltzman, father of Terry Gladish. Sona Stein, remembered by Amos Picker. Theodora Steinberg, mother of Jerry Ann Smith. Alexandra Lee Turetsky, daughter of Matthew Turetsky and Jessica Alsofrum. Carl Van Stella, father of Jennifer Van Stella. And Phyllis Zero, mother of Marla Zero. We invite all who are observing their first year of mourning to rise at this time. And we keep in our hearts the over 106 people who have perished due to the fires in Maui. We now rise as a community with our mourners, and we turn to page 598. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shmei Rabba, be'alma divrach chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam ulalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen.
Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, V'imru Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing, to which we say, Amen. Please be seated. And it is my pleasure to invite up Janice Fontino to share with us words of announcement regarding what is happening in our community.
Lots and lots. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So join us next Friday night, August 25th, for the final Picnic of the season. This will be a special service that will include installing and honoring the Temple Beth Torah board. Come show your support and appreciation for these dedicated volunteers. The High Holy Days are coming, and our High Holiday webpage is live. Check it out to find out about everything happening at TBT for the High Holidays. The greeting, Rosh Hashanah Oneg, Yitzchar book, food drive, schedule, and more. So, and look in the weekly for info about the pre-Rosh Hashanah Wise Sons pop-up. Next Sunday, August 27th, will be a day filled with Tikkun Olam opportunities. In the morning, TBT will be marching alongside Jewish Silicon Valley and other Jewish organizations from 10:30 to 12 in the Silicon Valley Pride Parade. And we'd love to see you there. Please contact Rabbi Zoe if you'd like to march. Then at 1 o'clock, join us here in the Temple Social Hall for Trash to Treasure, an environmental project. I'm going to put in a couple words. Sponsored by Joe Eagle, our artist in house. This will be a fun and educational upcycling project for all ages. Advanced registration is required, and to register and for more information on fees, payment options, and more, please visit the Social Action page on our website. Complimentary copies of the 23-24 J Resource Guide are available in the Social Hall, on the table, under the television. Thank you to Sarah and Jerry Ann for sponsoring the Oneg after services this evening. Thank you. Thank you to Karen Bressler for representing the worship committee as well. Cindy Monroe for doing IT and all that she does everywhere on the campus. And then I just want to remind you that there is a flyer at the back table for Trash to Treasure. So please pick one up, think about joining us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We should always take opportunities to make the world a more just place. This Shabbat, we actually read from the Torah, Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdof, justice, justice shall you pursue. And sometimes justice looks like marching or fighting for what you believe in. And sometimes it looks like art and learning. And if you're wondering to yourselves, oh my gosh, can I go to 2 events in one day? The answer is yes, you can, because the timing is just perfect. There's enough time for us to get from the Pride Parade to the temple with enough time so that you're not rushed, but not too much time so that you start wondering, well, should I stop off at home? Should I sit on the couch for a little bit? And then you sit on the couch and then you won't be able to get up. Happens to me all the time. We understand. So this is your perfect opportunity to do as much justice work as you can in a packed day. And so we hope to see you there in one or both. I'm advocating for both, but if we can get you to even one, that will be great. And if you want to march in the parade with us, feel free to let me know, because there's special information I have to share with you, but otherwise you can just show up and watch the parade and it will be awesome. And then there's, good to be had there as well. The one last thing that I will say is that our partner community, Congregation Beth Emek, is celebrating tonight a wonderful simcha. Today marks 10 years of Rabbi Milder as their rabbi, and so we wish them a mazel tov on 10 wonderful years, and we wish Rabbi Milder congratulations on the 10 wonderful years and many more years of happiness and health as you continue to serve our partner congregation. And Cheryl is actually there this Shabbat sharing a letter on our behalf, wishing very similar remarks. With that, we are going to continue with words of gratitude and blessing, starting with the family blessing. So if you are in the same room as somebody that you consider family, I encourage you to reach out to them, to look at them lovingly, to share appreciation. And if you are not in the same room as somebody that you would like to send this blessing to, I encourage you to close your eyes and hold them in your heart, and we hope that they receive this blessing as well. May God bless you and keep you. May God shine God's face upon you and be gracious to you. May God's face turn to you and grant you peace, to which you say, Amen. Amen. And now we'll say some blessings for Kiddush and Motzi, and we're especially grateful Cindy Monroe and all of her wonderful things that she provides for our community. She has provided a little reusable cover for our Kiddush cup, which is awesome. It kind of looks like a shower cap, but it protects very well, so we're so grateful for that. The blessing can be found on page 123. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim V'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. And we'll say a quick blessing for Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. So I did not name it earlier, but we, this Shabbat, are entering the month of Elul. This is the month that transitions us into the high holiday season. Oh my gosh, it's coming around the corner. Lots to do, exciting moments, and lots of things that we are excited for. And one of the ways that we prepare for Elul is by singing a psalm, Psalm 27, which says, Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, which means I have just one request from Adonai, which is to sit in the house of Adonai and to dwell, to gaze upon the beauty
of Adonai to frequent God's temple. So this is a new melody to our community, but it is one of my favorites. So I hope that we'll enjoy that. And then after the song, we'll have a quick shofar blast to start getting us in the spirit. We're on page 662 if you want to follow along with the words. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, Achat sha'alti ota avakesh, Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, Achat sha'alti ota avakesh. Shifti, shifti, beved Adonai. Shifti, shifti, kol yemei chayai. Shifti, shifti, beved Adonai. Shifti, shifti, kol yemei chayai. Lachazot benoam Adonai. Uvaker v'eichalo. Lachazot benoam Adonai. To gaze upon the beauty of Adonai. Achat sha'alti beved Adonai, Achat sha'alti ota avakesh, Achat sha'alti beved Adonai, Achat sha'alti ota avakesh. So to conclude our service, we are going to have just a tekiah, and we are going to switch roles. You guys are going to be the rabbi. I'm going to be the shofar blower. I'm moving the microphone far away to protect the ears of our friends on Zoom. Okay, you guys call tekiah, and then I'll blow. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. Let's see if we can get even better. It's an area of growth for me. There we go. You got it. It will get better through Elul, I promise. Well, I can't make that promise. I hope it will get better. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to our friends on Zoom. And we wish everyone a wonderful rest of their Shabbat and weekend.
Where's that? Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Bye for now.
Hi, Sue. Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Nay.
Hey, Joe. Bye. Have a good one. Hey.